Hello, everybody. I'm Matt.
And I'm Maggie.
And we are
Hopefully Awesome.
That's right. A positive place on the internet where we nerd out about all the geeky things we love. And of course, this week's geeky things include Velma and Avengers Secret Wars and Werewolf by Night. Oh!
And the Midnight Club.
Yeah. So definitely sit back, relax, enjoy the show. Maybe pop on some coffee or some tea. Open you up a nice old Baja Blast. I don't know what I was
with
talking
the tea and coffee.
You're gonna need all of it. You're gonna need all over this one. We had a great pre-show. So all of our patrons that got to listen to that talked about some plays we were a part of in our youth. So definitely, if you want to hear about some of the most random shit, definitely go check that out at patreon.com/hopefullyawesome. But yeah, we also talked about Dollywood a little bit. And also, this is a brand new game we're playing.
Oh yeah, I gotta figure out how to play it.
In the post show, we will be playing Blockbuster party game. I didn't know if it was like Blockbuster the game.
A movie game for anyone who has ever seen a movie.
Boom. Perfect. I'm going to win this one. I won the last one. Remember that? Remember, Maggie, when I won that? Or when I won the game last time?
I guess.
Yeah, I did. Totally did. What?
We need batteries.
All right. So, I think that's enough of this shite. Maggie, are you ready to get into the news?
Let's get into the shite.
It's time for the shite. All right. So, news stories. Hey, first off, there's like 97,000 trailers that came out last week. So there was a Black Panther 2 trailer. Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Super Mario Brothers the movie had their first trailer. What are you doing?
I felt something in my eyebrow.
Okay, sorry. And then we actually did trailer reactions to both of those. So we're not really going to talk about those here. We've already kind of covered those over on our channel at youtube.com/hopefullyawesome. So head over there if you'd like to hear us talk about it. I think both of those we went for quite a bit, at least 20, 25 minutes. And then we also published 9 other trailer reactions. We were gone for a lot of the month of September, so we actually had a bunch to recap. So go check those out. Some funny ones. We lost our mind a little bit near the end of those. So fun stuff. All I'll say is the more we get past the Super Mario Brothers trailer, the more happy I am. I like it. It's going to be great. Can't wait. Story number 1. Velma cast announced via Hollywood Reporter. Glenn Howerton, Sam Richardson, and Constance Wu will star with Mindy Kaling, in the adult animated series, which traces the origin story of Velma Dinkley, voiced by Kaling, the underappreciated brains of Mystery Inc. The 4 appeared on stage together Thursday at New York Comic Con. Howerton, from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, will play Fred. He's the I guess you'd call him the main guy, even though they're all 4 really the main guys. Will play Fred in the series. Richardson from Veep and The After Party. He will voice Norval, a.k.a. Shaggy. And Wu, Lyle the Crocodile. I don't know that.
I've heard of Constance Wu.
Will play Daphne. The cast also includes Jane Lynch, Wanda Sykes, Russell Peters, Melissa Fumero, Stephen Root, Gary Cole, Ken Leung, Cherry Jones, Weird Al Yankovic, Fortune Feimster, Yvonne Orji, Orja, sorry, Orji. I feel like Orja. There we go. Sorry, I'm not saying it right. Nicole Breyer, Ming-Na Wen, Shay Mitchell, Debbie Ryan, Kulip Valyask, NBA All-Star Karl Anthony Towns, and Frank Welker.
Of course.
You said he's not in it when we did the trailer reaction. You said he's not in it.
Well, I don't know.
You said Scooby-Doo's not in it.
They've never showed him in anything.
But Frank Welker's in it.
He does a gazillion different
Gotcha!
voices.
You got Maggie. Ow! No, I don't. I don't know if he's gonna play Scooby-Doo. Walker has voiced Fred in almost every animated iteration of Scooby-Doo since its inception in 1969, and has also provided Scooby's voice in a number of productions. There we go. That's it. What do you think? What do you think about all that, Maggie?
I'm very excited for it.
Yeah, we filmed a trailer reaction for Velma. So you can kind of hear our thoughts. I don't know if that'll be live when this goes live, but it'll be coming out this week, so definitely check that out. But yeah, I mean, it looks interesting enough. Like I said in the reaction, I don't want, like, if it's gratuitous for gratuitous sake, I don't like that stuff. But if it's like legit funny, then sure, I'm down.
Yeah.
But you're our resident Scooby-Doo fan, so
I'm excited.
Where would you say your
God.
hype level? All right.
Stick your hype level where the sun doesn't shine.
Speaking of Velma, Velma's officially canonically gay. That's right. This takes place
Velma.
in new Scooby-Doo movie, Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo,
Which we watched today.
we just watched. That's right. So we're just going to give our review thoughts here. Just quick. We're not going to do like a huge overview, but well, first off, obviously, good job, Velma. Good job, the team, for making that happen. I know, obviously, a couple of years ago, James Gunn had tweeted out about the fact that in his original script for Scooby-Doo that she was supposed to be gay. And then Warner Brothers wanted to keep pulling it back and saying it was, it was teased at or hinted at without it being so cut and dry. And of course, that's been, it's been one of the fan theories, I guess. I mean, that doesn't really seem appropriate name for this, but in the same way that, like, they smoke pot and stuff, right? Like, I mean, like, everybody just kind of assumes that that's the case. So, I mean, I think it's great. And I think in the movie, the way they handled it was good. Like, they honestly didn't make a huge deal about it. Mm-mm. She just was, like, it wasn't like a big revelation.
Yeah.
Nobody was like even I was half expecting Fred to be like, well, what are you talking about? Or not even like that, but just like to have some sort of comical comment, But no, everybody just, it was treated as if Fred had a crush on someone.
Yeah, and also if you saw the looks on the other characters' faces when they like realized what was going on, they all smiled.
Yeah, they're happy for her.
So they're happy for her. So I mean, heck yeah, go Velma.
But as far as the movie goes, Maggie, again, you're our resident Scooby-Doo person. How did you like the movie?
I really enjoyed the animation style. They're kind of getting back to the old school way of looking as they did back in the 60s and 70s.
Is the original one, was it called Scooby-Doo Where Are You? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. It looks exactly like that.
Yeah, it looks like that. I don't know. I feel like at some point it kind of slowed down a bit. It dragged. Yeah. The character that helped them out, Coco Diablo, I really liked her.
Yeah.
She's funny.
She's cool. I wouldn't mind seeing her in more stuff.
Seeing Scooby and Shaggy obsess over food is always a great thing. I mean, they're obsessing over going trick-or-treating, and I feel really bad for them. Especially if the sun sets and they're like still in their costumes.
Are we spoiling it? I mean, we can. It doesn't matter.
It's not even an hour long.
Yeah. No, I think it's like 80 minutes, I think.
No, it says it was like 51 minutes.
That was after we'd already watched like 30 minutes.
Oh, my bad.
It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, wow.
No, it's over. It's over an hour because I fell asleep at the end. And, like, I could have held out for an hour.
But I just felt bad for Shaggy and Scooby. I was like, they didn't get to go trick-or-treating.
It was definitely... It was different. Like,
yeah, the humor was different.
Yeah.
It wasn't cheesy like it usually is.
The vibe almost felt like we were talking. I have no idea. I haven't looked into it. But it almost felt like the team behind Teen Titans Go did this in a way. Like, just it reminded me of like Looney Tunes. Like, the gags in it and stuff were like very different from what Scooby-Doo usually is. But there was almost like some... not gross out humor, like it was never that extreme, but like there's like the one character that cries a lot, like at one point they have snot coming out of their nose, like a lot, right? Yeah. And like that's not really a Scooby-Doo thing you would see, and then of course the dream sequence that was very Looney Tunes-esque, very Teen Titans Go. So it was just interesting. Like I liked that it begins for like 10 minutes and then it goes into the opening credits, and it feels like it's definitely supposed to be tied to that original series more than anything else.
Yeah.
Like the more recent Scooby-Doo movies, since I think it was Return to Zombie Island kind of kicked off the new set.
Mm-hmm.
They've been like fairly good. You know, I mean, I've really enjoyed them, like Happy Halloween Scooby-Doo or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Was that what it was called?
Yeah.
Like that was good, and the way it's drawn and stuff. Like it felt like a sequel
Yeah.
to the entire franchise, whereas this felt more like it was supposed to tie directly to that original series. Let me ask you this: if Coco was made an honorary 6th member of the Scooby Gang, how would you feel about that?
I'd be okay with it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
If like just from now on in every Scooby iteration, Coco's part of it?
Yeah.
I feel like she brought a good, like a needed juxtaposition to the rest of the crew.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was smart, but she was also kind of, not negative, but like,
Honest.
yeah. And like, kind of maybe a little mean, but in a good way.
Yeah.
Like it needs it. I feel like the group needs
Yeah.
that dynamic. You
Well,
know?
and also, Daphne, they always, when Scooby-Doo Where Are You was out, Daphne was always the one that got kidnapped. She was always the one that got lost. She didn't contribute anything.
Yeah.
It was always Fred and Velma figuring out the traps and how to catch the ghosts. Fred drove the van. And Daphne is just like how they just played off on that. Like, Daphne has no role. It's like, what did you do, Daphne? Oh, you remember what I did, don't you? What did I do? And they didn't even know what she did. And at the end, when she tells Fred, she's like, Freddie, I think I should be the leader of the group. And he's like, really? And I mean, he agrees with her because it turns out she was good at talking with people. She kept her cool.
Yeah.
And Fred's just like, I just drive the van. So I liked how they did Velma's story and Daphne's. I think that was really good because Fred is Fred.
Yeah. He's probably
God.
almost the most Fred he's ever been in this. Like he is very Fred in this.
I don't know because
You
I
still think
watched
Mr.
Mystery
Sink.
Incorporated. Fred is like the most Fred you'll ever see.
I still need to go back and watch all that.
It gets to the point like you're like, either you really hate him,
Yeah.
or you like him, but like there's just some points there, Mr. Incorporated. I was like, I really don't like Fred's character. It's just like over the top Fred.
So let me ask you this: it's for somebody not planning on necessarily watching this, would you tell them to watch it, or would you suggest this over any of the other modern day Scooby movies? Like, if somebody's wanting to watch a Halloween Scooby-Doo movie, would this be the one you'd tell them to watch, or would you tell them to watch, Return to Zombie Island or Zombie Island? And
I would tell them to watch Scooby-Doo and Zombie Island.
Really, the first one?
Yeah.
Wow. You don't think it'd be too old at this point? I guess.
No, I've watched it enough. I think it still holds up.
Holds up. Okay.
I think it would.
I feel like I would almost lean on that other Halloween Scooby-Doo movie.
Oh, Happy Halloween.
Yeah, maybe.
That one was good.
I liked it a lot. But also the 13th Ghost was good. But I feel like you need the rest of that series, or at least an understanding of it.
Yeah, but Scooby-Doo and Zombie Island, you really don't need, like, it touches
kinda
on
join
it.
in.
It touches it on them, splitting up
Yeah.
at the beginning. And then
It's
goes
funny.
back into it.
Almost a lot of Scooby-Doo movies have like touchstones that they always hit. The group splits up. Like they're done, right? It's post them being mystery solvers. Daphne doesn't know who she is, or Scooby and Shaggy are trying to be
more brave.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one of those, or a combination of those, is in almost every Scooby-Doo.
I would just say Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island because like it shows all that, they're trying to find real monsters, real ghosts. They're trying to find the real deal. And I think that's what's cool about it.
Right on. Okay. Cool. Well, we'll add this to our ranking at the end of the episode,
Right.
along with our other 2 things we're going to review. So, let's get to the next story. Speaking of movies, Michael Waldron tapped to pin upcoming Avengers Secret Wars for Marvel Studios via deadline following the success of Loki and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Michael Waldron looks to be in line for another high-profile Marvel property, as sources tell Deadline he is set to write Avengers Secret Wars for Marvel Studios. So this is the writer of both for both Loki and Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. Maggie, how do we feel about that?
I mean, I enjoyed Loki and Doctor Strange.
I was going to say, I feel like the Loki stuff gives me more... Like, the Loki side of it gives me more hope than Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
But, like Multiverse of Madness wasn't bad by any means. By no means was it bad. It was a Sam Raimi movie, I mean, in all the best ways and all the bad ways. Secret Wars is going to be an interesting one to try and delve into. So, I think the way he handled Loki was good. But I feel like neither one of these projects really showed him dealing with a large ensemble cast. I mean, we're talking
multiple people.
Infinity War level, Yeah. Like, Endgame at least got to focus on this core group for, 2/3 of the film. Infinity War was like you were balancing all of those stories at the same time. And I feel like Secret Wars is going to have to be more like that. Like I just, I mean, I don't know. in the animated Spider-Man cartoon, when they did Secret Wars, they had like just a very much pared down version of it. It was maybe like 7 or 8 characters. 4 of which was the entire Fantastic Four. And it's like, why'd you waste 4 slots on all of the Fantastic Four, So like, I don't know if they do something like that, or, and like start there, but then they, we get like a new Portal scene, but it's everyone from every history of Marvel films and TV in general. I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely, that one is the one that I'm most not worried. I don't want to say I'm worried about it, because I think they'll nail it like they do.
Yeah.
But like, that's obviously the one that they're looking for it to top Endgame. Like Kang Dynasty, it's going to be an Avengers level movie, and they need it to do great and stuff, sure.
Yeah.
But Secret Wars is like the next big one, the once in a generation one. And like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just worried. Like, that is a tough row to hoe, how, without it being like mind-numbing fan service, right? Like, I loved Endgame. I thought that they balanced the fan service with the plot
very
perfectly.
Well.
Yeah, like it all made sense, but they also gave us what we wanted, right? And so I just wonder if this one can really do that without it being too unbalanced. Because even the plot of Secret Wars, unless they start building it up, which I hope they do, but like Endgame worked because we built it up, right? The Infinity Stones were being built up since the first Avengers,
Yeah.
And like, I feel like we've got mentions of the multiverse, sure, but like this cosmic threat that's causing the Secret Wars, right? Like, we don't have any real idea of that right now. And granted, I guess it's still early days. I don't know, but I don't know. I want them to earn it, So let me ask you this. I think we've talked a bit about Secret Wars in the past, but how deep do you think the roster is going to go for Secret Wars? Like, I think all MCU is on the table, even those that are dead. I feel like Cap, Iron Man, I feel like they can be a part of it. Multiverse stuff, right? I feel like all the Fox X-Men are pretty much on the table.
Mm-hmm.
I could even see some Fantastic Four stuff on the table. I could even see some of the Spider-Men being on the table. So these are like the most current things. So let me ask you this. Do you think they'll go deeper than that? Will we get the old Marvel movie stuff like Ang Lee's Hulk, Ben Affleck's Daredevil, Jennifer Garner's Elektra?
That'd be great if they went that deep, but I guarantee they won't.
Will we get, okay. Wait, is he dead? He might have died. Hang on. Vamp for me a second.
Vamping. Here we go. How to start a pirate podcast, part 2. So, cinnamon bread from Dollywood's pretty great. I don't know what to do.
All right.
Oh, I know who you're looking at.
Damn it, Maggie. You weren't supposed to look.
I figured that's who it was.
Will they bring back Lou Ferrigno as the Hulk, like from the 70s Hulk TV show?
I think you would do it.
Like green paint and all. I mean, granted, I'd say CGI at this point, but make it look like that.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't need to look like a good Hulk. It still needs to look like they put green paint on him. But, like, I wouldn't necessarily force him to.
He would do it because
didn't
he do the Hulk's voice in the cartoons for a long time?
He did it. Yeah, he even did it for the Avengers, the first Avengers movie, and the Incredible Hulk movie. He did it. And the only time that he's not done is once Mark Ruffalo took over the voicing role as well, which I believe started in Age of Ultron. So, but he did it pretty much every Hulk iteration until then. I mean, I feel like that would be like the deepest, right? I mean, I don't think we'll get.
I want Japanese Spider-Man.
I mean, obviously, like, yes, of course, that would be fantastic. I would settle even for just his robot, like, even just his Megazord coming through. You know, like, I would be fine with just that. But I mean, of course, I don't know. I could see them not saving it, but I could see that being a part of Sony's like Spider-Verse initiative.
Yeah.
Although. He's supposedly in Across the Spider-Verse, and both of those will have come out by the time Secret Wars comes out. So I mean, he'll be in general knowledge by then. So it's possible that they would pull the trigger on that and be like, you know what? Sure, here's the live action. We'll beat them to it, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how much Spider-Verse stuff we'll get though, because I think we're going to get a Spider-Verse movie live action at some point. Like, I think Sony's definitely going to want to do that with as much as No Way Home made. So I don't know how much they'll want to. I don't know how much Kevin Feige, knowing that that's probably going to be the plan for Sony. I mean, it absolutely has to be, right? That he would want to double down in Marvel prom stuff. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I don't know. And plus, like, I feel like you kind of want to keep it spread out. You don't want it to just be a bunch of Spider-Man. Yeah. Even though that'd be easy and would be worth doing, you know? Yeah.
I'm so sorry, guys. I keep on hitting this. I'm so sorry.
You're fine. I don't think we'll get Wesley Snipes as Blade.
Nope.
I would love Miles Teller to come back as Mr. Fantastic, Michael B. Jordan as the Human Torch, and of course Chris Evans as the Human Torch. I would love Michael Chiklis back as the Thing, and like
Jamie Bell,
like as like the foam rubber suit thing. Right? Again, they can still CGI it. They don't have to put him in an actual suit, but just make it look like that. Right? Make it look a bit crappy. You know what I mean? And I would love. This is probably too much. I would love if we got a Miles Morales from Spider-Verse, like animated, just an animated character running around. Like, I think they could do that and get away with it. Yeah. Like, you can have a talking raccoon. Like, I feel like you could have because I mean, it's a CG animated. It's not like he'd be 2D, you know, and like, just keep him in costume the whole time. I just feel like that would look so freaking rad if they did that. Like, he's about the only one I would want. I wouldn't want a bunch of animated characters running around.
Yeah.
like I would say I feel like you only get one. I feel like Miles Morales is the one you get, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm excited though. What do you think, Maggie?
I'm excited too.
Does Loki show up in it?
I want him to.
Will Loki and Thor ever reconnect?
Please.
They have to, right?
Yeah.
Like they have to. Like, I mean, Loki's still out there somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe not like the real Loki, but I mean, by all means, he's the real Loki now. I don't know. It's interesting. Hopefully, it's not another Coulson situation. We'll leave that at that. Speaking of leaving that at that, hey, this is the Hopefully Awesome Show. Did you know that you can get this ad-free, extended, and all those things? You totally can over at patreon.com/hopefullyawesome. But yeah, so you should go check that out. And next up, we're getting ready to dive into our reviews. We've got two. We're going to be doing Werewolf by Night and The Midnight Club Season 1. We'll start off with spoiler free, and then we'll move into spoilers. There will be a definite tag to let you know, but of course you can always check out the timestamps below to know for certain when we start spoilers and when we end spoilers. So that being said, let's get into the main topic. It's time for the main topics. There's two. It's okay. There's two. I threw that on you. I don't, you don't normally. Ow. So, Maggie, imagine in your mind.
Okay.
The darkness. There's a glowing white light in the sky.
Yeah.
It's a full moon. Oh, a wolf howls. His name is Jack Russell.
Jack Russell.
Terrier. He is the werewolf by night. That's it. That's all I had.
That's all you had?
No, that's all I had.
I was supposed to go sleep.
Don't go sleep. So, Werewolf by Night. This is Marvel's latest thing. It's different. It's one of their like first standalone things that they've done.
Yeah.
It's not really a series. I think they're calling it a special
for presentation.
Yeah. It's about an hour long, maybe 50 minutes. And it, I would say, is in the MCU, but also has nothing to do with the MCU. Yeah. So like you're good if you're not up to date on anything.
Just watch it. Yeah, like you can come in. You're not going to be spoiled on anything. There's literally, I mean, there might be some slight connections eventually. Eventually, I think there will be, and there may be like some references to things, but off the top of my head, there's nothing in it that reminded me of like, oh, that they set this up with that, or there was no callbacks to anything that you had to see before watching this. So if you're worried about like if you're maybe a little bit behind, this is one that you can totally just jump into, and I would suggest doing it before Halloween. Like I think it's a great moment to watch this. I think it nails what it's going for. I guess that kind of starts the review a little bit. I really liked it. I liked it a lot. I think it's one of the best standalone MCU things that we've ever gotten. And it's interesting. What I love most about the MCU is how interconnected everything is, and how what you're getting because it's tied to this greater universe, right? Yeah. So it's probably going to be a little bit funny. It's probably going to have some good action, and probably have some heart. And like I usually trust Marvel movies to be good because they mostly are, right? And it's funny that this one is so not tied to any of that. I mean, it is in the universe. It makes a point of saying it's in the universe. But it's just so disconnected that you don't feel like you're not really getting that piece of it to make you want to watch it, you know? And it's so different tonally, visually. It's just completely different from anything the MCU's given us so far. And I loved it. I really loved it a lot. He did. I grew up really enjoying like the old school Wolfman, Frankenstein, those things. And
I didn't get to watch them too much, unfortunately, but anytime I did get to, and I honestly, I just love the aesthetic of all that. You know, like anytime they'd reference that stuff, I think the thing I got exposed to the most that was close to that was Big Bad Beetleborgs, which is not at all the same at all. And Young Frankenstein, that was one that we had a lot in my house. Dad loved that one. And, you know, so taking this back to black and white, taking this back to like the classic Universal monsters, and just not knowing anything, right? Like, I didn't know Jack about Jack, right?
I didn't know about Elsa.
Yeah, no, I didn't. Honestly, I didn't know any of this. None of this. I knew that there was horror comics in Marvel's history. Like I knew about, you know, Blade and Morbius and stuff. The good Morbius, not this new shite that we have. But like, you know, I just wasn't expecting this. And then watching it and the things that happen and the things that pop up in it, which I'll save for the spoilers. I enjoyed just so much. I want more of these. I wish Marvel would get to a place that they'd have one of these a month, like would be great. And I say just keep them separate. Don't even tie them together. Like Marvel Studios is your tie. You don't have to make it an anthology series. You know, like it doesn't have to be Marvel Presents. Like just let it just be. This is Werewolf by Night. This one is Sergeant Pepper. You know, like whatever. I mean, I could see them doing one for Christmas and one for Thanksgiving and one for Valentine's Day. You know, like do one with Gambit and Rogue for Valentine's Day. You know, or even don't tie it to holidays. It doesn't have to be tied to holidays. You know, just give us standalone ones. You know, for ones that are not going to get major properties, right? Like Werewolf by Night probably wasn't going to get a movie anytime soon. Probably wasn't going to get a show anytime soon. I mean, probably not. It could have maybe been a side character in like Moon Knight or something, but probably wasn't going to get that, right? So I say give it its 1 hour, one shot, give it its chance to shine. And if people dig it, you can always expand. You know, you can expand after it. But use that as like your way to be creative and let other people kind of dip their toes in the Marvel universe without having to commit to tying it all together and having it be, you know, this super huge budget. Like this was Giacchino, you know, this is Michael Giacchino. This is his, I believe his first directing thing that he's done. And he knocked it out of the park, you know? So I say let other people that want to have hands and stuff like that, especially your actors that are already in there. Like if, Anthony Mackie wanted to direct something or, you know, whatever, like you could have stuff like that, you know. Maggie, tell me what you thought of Werewolf by Night. Non-spoilers.
I really enjoyed it. I really like the music to it. It's a classic, you know, terrifying, horrifying music. And
reminded me of the Cloverfield overture, to be honest. Like at the end of Cloverfield when it plays that. Kind of reminded me of that.
And I mean, the overall tone and look of everything, I really liked it. Really reminded me of like the old, like you said, the old movies that, you know, Frankenstein and stuff.
Yeah, the Universal monsters.
Yeah, which I didn't get to really watch them a lot, but like I knew about them. Yeah. Like I knew about the actors that played them. Yeah. And it really just put my brain in that place. Yeah. And Giacchino did a killer job. Let him make another one.
I'd love it. I mean, let him tackle on another character. Maybe a character from this. Yeah. Which I'll save for the spoilers. Because I think there's a character in this that could get their own thing. Yeah. Which would be really good. So, that being said, Maggie, did you have anything else you want to add to the spoilers?
No.
All right. Well, then let's get into the spoilers. Werewolf by Night spoilers. All right. Spoiler section. Just so everybody is aware. We've said it like 4 times now.
Spoilers.
Man Thing.
Yeah.
Can't believe he was dead the whole time.
He's a sweet guy.
Man-Thing was fantastic. Okay, I loved Man-Thing. I would give Giacchino a Man-Thing.
Yeah.
Or, I'm just going to say this. This is wild for me to say this, okay? Because I think that this person is more missed than hit. Give Man-Thing to Guillermo del Toro. Let him take a swing at like an hour-long Man-Thing special. I think he could do that really good.
Yeah. Man-Thing was really cute.
I love that's such a weird thing, but he was like
cute. His eyes were very expressive.
You wouldn't think cute when you think Man-Thing, but he was. And I loved how he had like mushrooms and stuff growing on him. Mm-hmm. Like it was really good. And like the main lady, I can't think of her name. What'd you say her name was?
Elsa.
Yeah, she was really good in it. And I loved at the end of it when everything went back to color and it started playing Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Yeah.
I thought that was just a perfect touch to that for sure. I wish there would have been an after credit scene. I just wanted more. Wanted more. Like, I would take another Werewolf by Night. I want both of them to show up in something. Mm-hmm. They could be in Loki. I don't want them in a What If. Like, that's not what I want. I want these two actual actors. I mean, even Elsa. Mm-hmm. Like, put her in something also.
Yeah.
Midnight Suns or something, you know?
Yeah.
Or Loki season 2 or whatever. Yeah. Like, Moon Knight, you know, something. I think that there was something really special about the way those three played off of each other. And I love Jack. Like I'm just completely sold on him.
Yeah.
He was fantastic. Yeah. Like from the first moment we saw him.
I started questioning. I was like, all right, is he really the werewolf or is he a hunter? Like, am I missing something?
Yeah.
Or is I had that set up in my brain, and then also I had, the old lady knows who the actual creature is, and everybody's got to hunt that person down.
Yeah, I thought it was them hunting the werewolf.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was going to be them hunting Man-Thing.
Yeah.
And the fact that it was them doing that, and then he was there to save Man-Thing.
Yeah. And also, weird thing about Man-Thing, that we found out that he's like a Nexus being or something. That can travel between dimensions in the comics or something.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Well, so a Nexus being is somebody that only exists in one universe.
Yeah.
Like they're the only one. Kind of like the Anti-Monitor. Mm-hmm. Like there's not an Anti-Monitor in every universe. I know that's DC Comics, but like there's only one Anti-Monitor.
Yeah.
Right. There's only one dark side.
Yeah.
And there's not one in every universe.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of, I believe, now I could be wrong, but I believe that's the way it's supposed to be. And Scarlet Witch was allegedly one, but then we saw in the movie that she exists in all the others. So I don't know what that means anymore. Like, I thought I did, but I don't know what it means. And maybe I'm just wrong. I could just be totally wrong.
Yeah. The dead corpse being an animatronic was really weird.
So weird. It was so weird. About that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was so weird. I loved it though.
And also, are those TVA agents? We don't know.
I don't think they were. In the context of what we saw, I don't think they were. They looked like it from the preview, but I don't think they were. I really love the moment when Man-Thing grabs him, and then he's happy.
Yeah.
And like it flipped it on its head for me. And like the idea that he's on a rescue mission to save Man-Thing, like that's great.
Yeah.
I just wasn't expecting that. You know, maybe I was too small to think that far. You know what I mean? But I thought that was such a great angle to take with this, to make Man-Thing the protagonist. You know, and the other people that are hunting monsters are the bad guys.
Yeah.
You know, which is a very Universal Studios monster movie thing to say.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, no, I really loved it. I thought it was great, and now because we thought it was so good, it is time. Not because we thought it was so good, but since we thought it was so good, it is time to add it to our MCU ranking.
Buddies.
So, what? Okay, some of this isn't loading. All right, so here we go. MCU ranking. We're in non-spoilers. So everybody, welcome back if you skipped over the spoiler section. Okay, so just to remind everybody where we are. Number 37, Thor. Number 36, Thor the Dark World. Number 35, Black Widow. Number 34, What If. Number 33, Iron Man 2. Number 32, The Incredible Hulk. Number 31, Iron Man 3. Number 30, Avengers Age of Ultron. Number 29, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Number 28, Moon Knight. Number 27, I Am Groot. Number 26, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Number 25, The Eternals. Number 24, Iron Man. Number 23, Avengers. Number 22, Captain America, the First Avenger. Number 21, Hawkeye. Number 20, WandaVision. Number 19, Ant-Man. Number 18, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Number 17, Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Number 16, Spider-Man Far From Home. Number 15, Doctor Strange. Number 14, Black Panther. Number 13, Captain Marvel. Number 12, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Number 11, Loki. Number 10, Shang-Chi. Number 9, Thor Love and Thunder. Number 8, Thor Ragnarok. Number 7, Miss Marvel. Number 6, Spider-Man Homecoming. Number 5, Guardians of the Galaxy. Number 4, Captain America Civil War. Number 3, Avengers Infinity War. Number 2, Spider-Man No Way Home. And number 1, Avengers Endgame. Maggie, where are you feeling Werewolf by Night? I'm gonna throw out not top 10.
Oh yeah. I figured that.
So I'm gonna scroll this
I
down
was gonna say,
like, it's great. It's great.
Yeah, maybe behind WandaVision or in front of. I could see it going either way.
That's probably smart. I was thinking after Captain Marvel. But I think you're right. I think maybe I'm riding the high of it right now. I think that's a good spot. After WandaVision, before Hawkeye. So, like, new number 21. Mm-hmm. I think that's a good spot. Mm-hmm. Agreed?
Agreed.
All right. Let us add Werewolf by Night to the MCU ranking. We will move him to number 21. We're using the Letterboxd app. So, by all means, everybody, if you would like to follow us over there. We don't do too much. We just update our lists. Mm-hmm. So, feel free. But that's going to wrap it up for Werewolf by Night. Let's get into our next topic. That's right, everybody. It is time to talk about the Midnight Club. Again, no spoilers to begin with. Probably won't have too much non-spoiler stuff to be able to talk about. And then we'll go into spoilers. So, the Midnight Club. How'd you feel?
I really liked it.
I really liked it too.
The setup of everything was really good.
Yeah. I think the thing that got me the most, I didn't really know what to expect, first off. Of course, love Mike Flanagan. And we'll talk more about Mike Flanagan a little bit later. But love him. Everything that we've seen of his is just phenomenal. Mm-hmm. Captures heart, fear, sadness. Like, there's usually a lot of tragedy. And like, I think that enhances the fear, and the fear enhances the tragedy, you know, mm-hmm. and then that feeds into the comedy as well. So it's just this perfect circle of emotions that just keep going in his stuff. And it just, every moment, you know, I know there's funny parts in Midnight Mass. I would not call it a comedy. I would definitely call it a horror. Yeah. But it's also really sad and really moving. Like, this is the other thing, is like, it's not just sad. Like, most of the things that he does has like uplifting mm-hmm. themes in it. Yeah. Which is wild. And you wouldn't expect that from some of these. And they also scare the bejesus out of me. Yeah. But it's an earned scared, right? Like, it's not just popcorn. Like, they do a scene in the first episode where it's just jump scares for like 5 minutes. And it's ridiculous. And it's like, it's so funny. You know, like, every time I think of it, I laugh.
That's the episode that won the World Guinness record for most jump scares in an episode, which was 21.
It's so ridiculous. Ridiculous. Jesus. So I didn't know what to expect, but I think the thing that ended up striking me the most was the fact that this is secretly an anthology series.
Yeah.
And like when it comes to anthology, I'm usually more not on the side of anthologies. Like they're fun, and I think that there's definitely a place for them.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the main reason anthologies don't last, not anymore. Back in the day, of course, the Twilight Zone was huge.
Definitely.
Right? Grew up loving Are You Afraid of the Dark? Right. But I feel like nowadays we're just so, of course, Black Mirror. Sorry, I should probably say that before somebody yells at me. But I feel like nowadays we are just so pushed to be wanting something with an overarching story of some kind, to grow with characters, to see plots, grow and make sense. And like even our procedural shows, right, which are almost anthologies because they're all just standalone. But even though they have characters that carry over from episode to episode, even those are starting to have more and more overarching plots within their seasons.
Yeah.
And so I feel like just as a society, we're moving more towards less standalone things. Like I think our version of anthologies now are miniseries.
Yeah.
Like we don't get an anthology series from Mike Flanagan. We get a new 6-part series every year.
Yeah.
It's not the Mike Flanagan universe and here's this episode is Midnight Mass. This episode is Bly Manor. Like we get 6 episodes and then like that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
And then we move on to his next series.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that's the modern day anthology. So that being said, this being an anthology series basically is great because they nailed it. Like I had no faith in an anthology series. And the way that they pulled it off with having an overarching story, an overarching narrative for all the characters, all 6 or 7 of them. And then within those episodes, having short stories of 20 to 25 minutes.
Yeah.
As your anthology, I just think that worked so perfectly because you got both. And I never found myself wanting to skip through the anthology to get back to the main plot or to skip the main plot to get back to the anthologies.
Yeah.
I loved them both.
Those 8 characters.
8 characters. And I never found myself bored with any of the 8 characters.
No.
It didn't matter who was on screen. I was interested. I was invested in every single story that was going on. And that's not easy. That is not an easy task.
No, it's not.
To not only make me care about 8 individual characters equally, but then to also care about their fake stories that they're telling within the show and legitimately want to know where those stories go. I was shocked that they nailed it. Like had I known it was that, I don't know if I would have been as excited for it.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that they did it. And I'm glad that it was good.
Yeah.
This definitely gives me a lot of faith that, I think this is the new model. If you're going to do an anthology series, I think that you can, but you have to have some thread and not just like from story to story, but I feel like an over narrative or an uber narrative, to kind of carry it over. Maggie, any other thoughts before we dive into spoilers?
No, I think you explained it very well.
Would you suggest people watch this?
Yes.
Okay. Me too.
Holly.
I think it's easy to say that we both loved it. And we're actually going to rank the Flanaverse after we get done with spoilers. So stick around after the spoiler section where we'll do that. And then, of course, we're going to update our fall rankings. So let's get into the spoilers section. That's right, everybody. This is the spoilers. Said it like 3 times now. So
spoilers.
Here we go. I can't believe they were dead the whole time. All right. Let's really talk about this for a second. I loved this show. Okay? I really loved this show. I was shocked. I didn't know. I don't even know where to start.
We didn't really know a whole lot about it.
I had no idea where it was going. like, okay, when they end episode 6 and they're doing the thing for the girl,
The ritual.
yeah, and then that episode ends, and the next episode she has a job, and it's years later. I thought we were getting like an It situation where like it was gonna skip ahead, you know, to them being adults.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this is an interesting place to take this. Like, so we're dropping the whole anthology angle, and like, are we going to be cutting back in time? Like, what, you know, what's going to happen? And then especially when they started talking through the radio, I was like, oh man, they're all dead.
Yeah.
Like, they're just all dead. Like, how do you kill off every character but one and carry the rest of the show? And then, you know, they pulled the rug out, and it's actually her that's dead. No time has passed.
Yeah.
And I mean, she's not dead yet, but she's dying. And I love the fact that basically, well, I guess at the end, it's up to interpretation. But like, basically, there's no horror elements in this. Like, not really, you know, like.
It's a thriller.
Well, I mean, it's definitely horror for sure. But like, I guess supernatural would be a better word for it. There's not really a lot of supernatural stuff in this, because the ritual's nothing. Yeah. She's just crazy. The cult person is just crazy. And like, she just I mean, if we're to believe what the doctor said, which at the end, she takes off her wig and she has a tattoo of the Paragon. And like, I don't know, is that really, is she telling the truth? Was she crazy, or is it still real?
Did she really burn the notebook?
Oh my God. Dude. And like, I don't know. Like, I was afraid, like, when they all went down there, okay, listen, I'm like, okay, spiritually and stuff, like, you know, I grew up a Christian. I wouldn't necessarily identify as a Christian because I think Christians are a bunch of assholes. So like, I wouldn't necessarily like lump myself in with the morons of the world. Right. And you know, my personal walk with God or whatever, that's like my own thing. So with that understanding, I still wouldn't necessarily be all about like doing a pagan ritual to call upon like some, like, you know, I was about to say the worst. I'm just going to say what I was going to say. This is awful. I shouldn't say it. All right. How about this? I'll rephrase it. Messing with Jesus is one thing, right?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't fuck with other gods. Like, not like ones that need blood sacrifices and things like that. I was gonna say I don't effing with Jesus is one thing, is how I was gonna put it. It's like, I probably shouldn't say it that way. But like, I don't know, blood sacrifices, like, I don't know, that's probably, it doesn't really matter who it's to. Like, even if Jesus was about that, I wouldn't be about that, you know? We don't have to keep tying it back to Jesus. But so like, when they all were doing that, I was like, this is bad. Like, this is sweet, like the way they're doing this and stuff. But like, at no point was I like, I'm good with this, you know? Like, especially when they started like cutting themselves. Like, it was one thing if they were like burning something, and it was like, I get what this scene was doing, and it was all about them being together and stuff. But what they were legitimately doing was like, the act itself was not good. Like, whatever that was going to lead to, like, that was worrying me, right? And I thought we were getting into like a midnight mass moment where like the show was about to shift, right? And like, we were going to be in a new place in this show where there's like, just where the supernatural stuff was going to go off bonkers, right? And then it didn't. So like, thankfully, I love how it's much more subtle when it comes to the supernatural stuff. Like, they're almost tricking you, right? They're like, oh, like, it's supernatural, but maybe it's not.
You see, this old woman says she's hungry all the time. Well,
okay, that's the only thing, right? It's like the old woman and the old man, they're like the only two supernatural elements that may be still a thing. But again, I say that, but the doctor, because I believed the doctor just completely when she was like, no, she went into remission. You know, it happens. She got lucky, and then she tried to find a reason to explain that away through magic because she couldn't just accept that she got lucky. And I loved that, right? I loved that idea that the people not just being able to accept that sometimes things just happen.
Yeah.
And it's not because of some greater power. It's just because things happen, right?
Yeah.
And like that driving her to madness, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's great. I think it's a great story, and I think that's a great message to get to people. But then she takes her wig off and she has a tattoo of the cult. And it's like, well, then I don't know. Was any of that, what she said, was that real? Is she reformed? Like, is she a reformed cultist? And like, this is supposed to lead us to believe that she's a bad guy, but she's not actually a bad guy. She's just, she knew about it, you know?
Yeah.
And like, they definitely knew each other more than just her being a patient there before.
Yeah.
Cause like the way that she like saw her and let her go and stuff. Like, I feel like there's a closeness there more than we know.
Oh yeah.
Man.
Mother and daughter.
It could, maybe. Maybe. You mean like it's her kid?
Yeah.
Like when she's talking at the beginning about losing a kid, you don't know what it's like to have to say goodbye like that?
Yeah.
That was her daughter?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Who's the... Have we... Wait. Mm-hmm. This might not make any sense upon rewatching the series. Okay. The woman that she went to in the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
That was the cult leader. Right?
I think so.
And her daughter is the one that led all the kids out of the place.
Mm-hmm. And she doesn't speak to her mom anymore.
Okay. I think that she is the doctor. The doctor is the daughter.
Ah, okay.
And that's actually... So if Julia, or whatever her name is the doctor's daughter, then that would mean she's the granddaughter of the cult leader.
Oh, boy.
That's what I'm thinking. Now that, like, again, that might not make any sense. The doctor may... for some reason, I thought she said a son. So I don't even know.
Yeah, she did say son at the beginning. How he got sick
doesn't mean
stuff.
that doesn't mean she still couldn't have been saying son when she meant daughter. You know, or maybe she has both. You know, that would be interesting. I don't know if you have to tie it that way that much, but I definitely think the doctor is the daughter of the cult leader.
Okay,
I think that's definitely because she saved the kids, right? I feel like that line is definitely there. And honestly, maybe that's all it is. Maybe like her mom treats Julia or whatever as a daughter.
Yeah.
And like that's actually her mom. I'm using a lot of pronouns of her and she's, and I hope everybody's keeping track of who I mean. I think the cult leader is the doctor's mother. And the cult leader and the doctor don't talk anymore. And that the woman with the woman that tried to do the ceremony again, the crazy lady that like killed those people. Yes. That she and the cult leader have like a mother-daughter relationship.
Yeah.
Because of that. And so the doctor and the mother, the doctor and the daughter, you know what? Never mind. I give up trying to explain what I'm trying to say. That's the whole thing. I think there's more connections there than we know.
Yeah.
And then of course we saw the quit shaking.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I just don't want you to shake the camera.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Of course we saw the old lady and the old man.
Yeah.
Do you think like them on the picture? Do you think that means anything?
I mean, they were the ones that built the place.
Yeah.
So
they built that basement.
Yeah, they built the basement, and
do you think they built that into the floor, or was that something the cults added? Because it looked like it was grooved into it.
Yeah.
Like into the cement.
They might have done it, man.
I guess you could have like dug it out, but
I got a theory.
Okay. And all the arches are weird.
Yeah.
Maybe there's more to this house.
You know how I'm trying to remember her name, the main chick. Alonka. Yeah, Alonka.
Bright
how
girl.
She would see the old woman.
Yes.
Okay. And every now and then she'd see the old man. So
don't say that she's the old woman.
No.
Okay.
No. some to that extent, but not her.
Oh God. Okay.
I think how she kept on finding Kevin.
Yeah.
And every time she found him, it was when she was seeing the old woman. I think somehow he's linked up to the old woman somehow.
Okay. I'm going to add to yours.
Okay.
I think they're being possessed by the old man and the old woman, but opposite.
Yeah.
Because when she looked in the mirror, she
saw the old man. Yeah. Because.
But what does that mean?
Yeah. And also, before. Oh, crap. Oh. The Irish girl. I can't think of her name. Anya.
Yeah.
Before Anya passed.
Yeah.
Alonka saw the old woman over her bed. So therefore, does that mean Kevin was in the room?
I mean, that's possible.
It's possible because that's when she locked herself in the bathroom and that's when she saw the old man.
Here's all the names, by the way. Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
And like, remember how she was like called to the place before she ever got there?
Yeah, she was having visions.
Yeah.
And she
like
saw
of Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin sitting on the bench. So it's very
Do you think they're okay? I don't know if they'd go this
star-crossed lovers.
Do you think that they're reincarnated?
That's a stretch.
Yeah. I feel like that wouldn't. I don't understand how that would make sense with their ghosts also.
No.
Unless they're having flashbacks to their old lives and there's not actually ghosts. It's just them while they're asleep.
Yeah.
Like reverting to their old lives.
Yeah.
Which again, gender swapped.
Yeah.
Which I'm not against.
No.
I mean, that'd be an interesting take.
Yeah.
Because there's something between them.
Yeah.
Obviously something deeper than just. I feel like there was a connection there before they ever even talked.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, she even approached Kevin and said, "Have I met you before?"
Yeah.
And he said, and he asked her questions, and she's like, "No." He's like, "Well, then I don't think we've ever met."
Yeah.
And she said, "Well, you just seem very familiar to me."
Which I took as the vision, but maybe it actually was deeper than that. Maybe they knew each other in a past life.
Yeah.
Now, do you think anybody else has any things going on? Like, I mean, we've not really seen anybody else do anything.
No, but Amesh mentioned it in the
shadow.
He said like his left eye, the sight was going away, and he was starting to see a shadow, just like Anya and everybody else is saying.
So I guess that is let's see, what is that? The third element that's still active, I guess, is the death that's still hanging around.
Yeah.
So like we got the old man, the old woman. We've got the cult stuff, which is still active, unfortunately. Even though I thought we were done. I thought we kind of, ran through that whole thing.
In the bud.
Yeah, but then she takes her wig off and there's a tattoo and it's like, well, there's more to this. And then the death thing. Because especially with Anya, with her seeing the remember it like aged rapidly. That was weird. That was like some Death Stranding shit there. It was very weird, man.
Yeah.
It was very, very good weird, but it was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm really I don't know if you all looked or not, but they've set this up to have a season 2 if Netflix wants it.
Yeah.
Not been confirmed, of course. And Netflix usually gives it a little bit before they do. I would be surprised if this doesn't get one. I feel like it's going to do good enough. I feel like it was good. It would be one thing if it sucked, but I feel like it was good. So I can't imagine this is what Mike Flanagan's 4th show with Netflix. So I mean, they definitely believe in him.
Yeah.
So I would be shocked if we don't get a season 2, but I loved it. God, I loved it so much. It's not my favorite Flanagan thing we've ever got. I felt like I kind of miss there being more concrete horror in it. Like there's a lot of things alluding to horror, especially the stories themselves were sometimes scary.
Yeah.
Some great stories, by the way. But I feel like the horror that we got wasn't as legit, as Hill House or Midnight Mass, where it's like just straight up ghosts or vampires or whatever. So I mean that's the only thing is like I just liked the horror more.
Yeah.
But I love the characters in this. I really loved every single cast member. There was not one I did not
I
like.
like the fact that it's set in the 90s, and when they tell stories, like, it's touched on all these old, I don't think they're old because I was alive back then. All the 90s films from back then and stuff. I really, really enjoyed that.
What was your favorite? We'll end with this.
The story?
Of the stories, yeah. Which one was your favorite? We could run through them real quick. We've got the jump scares.
Yeah.
We've got the one of the girl, which is actually the main, like the
witch.
Yeah. Well, I meant the one of the girl that left.
Oh.
Yeah. That was real.
Yeah.
That she ends up meeting and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's, I guess that's not really a story.
Yeah.
The kid with the baseball hat that killed everybody. There was the
poppy corn.
Which one was poppy corn?
She told it to Amish.
Oh, the longest drive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Amish was the game.
I think that one was my favorite.
You only like that because Rahul is in it.
Yeah, but
it's not the only reason you like it.
But it was very interesting, though.
It's very interesting. Yeah.
I really liked it.
Honestly, I think my favorite one is probably the Terminator one near the end.
Yeah,
I really like that
one's
one.
A close second for me, man.
I liked the one with the baseball cap that it kept coming back.
Yeah.
Like they kind of did 3 parts of that. Mm-hmm. Like I enjoyed that aspect of it. But the story itself was, I mean, it was fun. Yeah. And the witch was fun. Like they were both, all the stories were good. But I think I just really liked the Terminator one a lot. Because, I mean, I'm a sci-fi nerd.
Yeah.
And then I would say the one with Raoul is my second favorite.
Yeah.
I could have swore there was another one that we're probably forgetting.
Oh, the one that Anya told about the 2 Danas.
Yeah, that was early on.
Wild.
That was early on, yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the first stories I think that was told.
Yeah. Yeah, that one, I didn't know what to think of the show at that point.
Yeah.
I bet I'd probably like it more now. But like in that moment, I was like, what are we watching?
Yeah.
Like, what is this? Is this just Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yeah.
Because I didn't know if we were going to get overarching stuff. But now seeing how the whole season plays out, like, I'd probably enjoy that. Yeah. Be able to enjoy it a lot more. Yeah. And I loved Zach Gilford being in it.
Yes.
That was awesome.
Yes.
I wasn't expecting him. I love all the Flanagan people that came back just for one-offs, you know. Yeah. The dad from Hill House,
yes,
being the rock star.
Yes, that was funny. That was really funny. I think they love putting him in weird roles like that every now and then.
Yeah.
I really liked Rahul, of course.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I think I saw where he's in it, but I'm not sure if this is true or not.
What a great thing. Just him being in it again. Yes. I loved that. God, I loved it, man. Can't wait to see what they do with season 2. Hopefully they get to do a season 2. Hopefully we get I think, unfortunately, given the stakes of the show, I feel like they have a great opportunity to add new cast members and lose cast members quite a bit.
Yeah.
And it'll suck every time. Like it'll hurt every time because it's not going to be
easy.
Yeah, and it's not going to be for good reasons. You know, they're all have terminal illnesses, you know. And like that's going to suck and it's going to be hard. It's not going to be like they get eat by a wolf or something, you know. I think we could really deal with some heavy shit, you know. But I think it's also again one of the more uplifting shows. I mean, the fact that they almost were able to get me to be cool with blood sacrifice. Right? Like almost. I was never gonna be cool with it, but like I at least thought it was sweet what they were trying to do, right? And like I wouldn't have thought that would even be possible to get me to feel that way, you know. Yeah, it was wild. God, I really want another season. Yeah, but I loved it. Anything else you want to say before we get out of spoilers? All right. No more spoilers. So now we're going to do a new thing really quickly. We're going to rank for the first time our Flanaverse ranking. We have not seen every Mike Flanagan movie or show. So we're only going to do the ones that we've watched, which are 4. And they're all shows. So we've got Hill House, Bly Manor, Midnight Mass, and Midnight Club. And obviously this will be one of our ongoing ones. And as we watch some of his movies, we'll update the list. But this will be one that we kind of revisit from time to time. Okay. Let's see what you got.
Okay, I'm going from 1 to the bottom.
Okay.
Midnight Mass.
Yep.
Hill House.
Yeah.
Midnight Club. Bly Manor.
How'd you know? That is exactly what I was thinking. That is 100% what I was thinking. Although I did see on my time hop today that I'd posted something about Bly Manor episode 5 melting my brain. And that I hadn't felt that way since watching the end of Lost. And I do not remember what it was. Like, and I don't want to look at it. It kind of makes me just want to rewatch the show. Because, like, I remember liking Bly Manor. Yeah. I remember not liking it as much as Hill House. But I remember liking it. But, like, and I remember there's a couple things about, like, some of the characters. And I won't say anything, but, like, who they were. But I know specifically there's one character that's not alive.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Yeah.
And I think maybe it was that. Maybe it was like when they were realizing that they're not alive. And like
I think you're
you
right.
keep seeing like the time jumps. That might have been what it was. So I don't know, but I loved.
God, that was such a weird show.
It was. I think that's the thing is like coming out of Hill House, I was expecting Hill House. And it just was very different.
We just wanted the patootie scared out as the whole time.
Yeah. I mean, Hill House, I think, is the scariest
Which
one.
also, by the way, Hill House probably scared the patootie out of us even more because we was trying to do Slim Fast and we wasn't eating enough carbs nor protein. And so we was slowly descending into mania.
We did. We were losing our damn minds.
Because Matt got sick or something. God. And he went...
I had to go to the doctor to get an antibiotic, and I told them what we were doing, and they were like, "Oh, that's not good.
No, get off of it now."
Yeah, they're like, "That'll make you feel crazy." And this is before any like other meds that we now take too, so it's probably just bad all the way around.
Matt came home. He's like, "We got to stop this now." And I was like, "Why?" I mean, we're losing weight, man. We're doing great.
Yeah,
because we was having emotional breakdowns every day. Like when we come home from work, we'd be crying, and I'd be like, "What's wrong?" And Matt'd be crying, and then the next day I'd be crying. So yeah, don't do Slim Fast, guys.
Yeah. Or I mean, talk to your doctor because we're not doctors. Maybe it's not dangerous for everybody. I don't know. I mean,
well, I had to tell somebody I know.
Yeah,
not even a week after that.
It's probably not good for you either way. I mean,
no,
just
tasty shakes,
healthy diet. You know what I mean? Just have a healthy diet, moderation, veggies, all that stuff. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor today. But yeah, Hill House, I think, is still the scariest of the shows.
Yeah.
But I feel like Midnight Mass it's perfect, honestly. Midnight Mass it's damn near close being my favorite show of all time. Like taking over Lost. But I can't say that right now. I can't say that. And it's not fair to, because Lost did it for 6 seasons. It had literally 120 episodes. Like, can I really give it to Midnight Mass that had 6? Like, that's just such an unbalanced, like if Midnight Mass went for 120 episodes, would have been able to carry that for that long. Yeah, it probably could. God, what a great show. I really want to go back and watch Midnight Mass. I want to rewatch all these. So, yeah. Final ranking. Number 1, Midnight Mass. Number 2, Hill House. Number 3, Midnight Club. Number 4, Bly Manor. We will, at the very least, return to this list. I think it's in February is when the new show comes out. That's based off of...
The Fall of House of Usher?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe so. I think it's February.
I had to read that in 7th grade and then rewrite it in my own words.
Interesting.
Our English teacher was interesting.
Sorry. I don't think they heard that.
I said my English teacher back then was pretty interesting.
All right. Now it's time to rank our fall 2022 list. So far, we're going to update it. So far, number 1, Bros. Number 2, Meet Cute. Number 3, Cobra Kai 5. Number 4, Hocus Pocus 2. We will be adding Werewolf by Night, The Midnight Club, and Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo. Let's start with Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo. I think that's...
I put it above Hocus Pocus.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess so. Is Hocus Pocus gonna be like the worst?
I think so.
No.
Hey,
I
hey,
feel
hey.
bad.
No, don't feel bad because I actually met somebody that they were let down by it too.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't great.
No, and also somebody made another good point. I saw a TikTok video. They made the side characters main characters, like Sarah and the other witch.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not against that.
I'm not either, but like we wasn't used to seeing, like it was always Winifred. Winifred's,
Yeah, we don't need to spoil it.
I know, but I'm just saying
Yeah.
they were more included
Active in the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had more agency.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I honestly, my biggest gripe is just the B plots.
Yeah.
Like
Just-
even the main kids,
Yeah.
I'm okay with. Like the main two girls, and then the third girl when she joins. But like literally everybody else in that movie sucks. Like even Buster, and I'm like, dang, why they gotta just keep fucking Buster over in everything they make,
I
you know?
know.
Except for Forky, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a huge Forky fan, but I'm not gonna.
What? No.
I hate it. I hate Forky. I'm there. I said it. I hate Forky.
Actually, who actually enjoyed Toy
Billy.
Story 4?
Billy. Well, I love Toy Story 4.
You did?
Yes.
I get confused.
Remember, Toy Story 1, Toy Story 3, and Toy Story 4 is the perfect trilogy. You remove Toy Story 2.
Quadrillion.
No. You remove Toy Story 2. You just go Toy Story 1, Toy Story 3, and Toy Story 4, and it's a perfect trilogy.
Okay.
Because think about it, it's acceptance, right? It's finding that you're a toy,
Yeah.
accepting the loss, and then moving on to finding yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, Toy Story 2 just retells Toy Story 1. The only thing you're missing is Jessie,
Yeah.
and her introduction.
Mm-hmm.
I stand by that. I think it's the perfect way.
You remember Stinky Pete?
That asshole Stinky Pete, that fuck. All right, next up, let's do Werewolf by Night next. I think Werewolf by Night's at least number one right now. I think it's better than Bros.
Yeah, you're right.
You think?
Yeah.
I mean, I could see the argument for it being below Meet Cute. Because I mean, it is. I didn't cry in Werewolf by Night.
Okay.
I did cry in both Bros and Meet Cute.
Yeah.
Got a little misty eyed. Yeah. And those have cultural importance to them. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe not Meet Cute.
Not so much Meet Cute,
Yeah.
but
I mean, it has importance to it too, though, about like accepting yourself and, talking about suicide and stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Are you cool with that?
Yeah.
Above Cobra Kai, below Meet Cute? All right. Werewolf by Night. Werewolf by Night. All right. And then last but not least, the Midnight Club.
you're looking at me like, you know where it goes, Maggie.
I mean, you do know where it goes, Maggie.
Number 1.
Below Hocus Pocus 2.
Whoa!
Okay.
We took a hard left right there, guys.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's number 1, right? No. I mean, come on. It was fantastic.
Sorry, Billy Eichner.
I love Bros. I still love Bros. But, I mean, Midnight Club. Now, here's the thing. Next week, we get the final episode of She-Hulk. So, I guess we'll be adding it to this list. It technically started in summer, but it's ending in the fall. So, I mean, we could put it in this list. And Clerks 3 comes out Tuesday. So, if we get a chance to watch it before the next week, we might be adding it to the list. So, I don't know. I don't know where I stand between Midnight Club versus She-Hulk. Because I love She-Hulk. Mm-hmm. I love it. But I love Midnight Club, and I love it in a completely different way. So, I don't know. That'll be the question for next week. Because that's it for this week, everybody. Our new ranking for fall 2022 is number 1, Midnight Club. Number 2, Bros. Number 3, Meet Cute. Number 4, Werewolf by Night. Number 5, Cobra Kai 5. Number 6, Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo. And number 7, Hocus Pocus 2. I didn't update all the numbers, sorry. So that's going to wrap it up, everybody. Thanks for watching. Come back next week where we'll talk about She-Hulk and many other things, because it's the Hopefully Awesome Show. And if you enjoyed this, please share it around. Please hit like, subscribe. Check out our other videos that we post every day over at youtube.com/hopefullyawesome. You can also check out our TikToks where we have a lot of fun making those, editing them into funny little bits and things. Yeah, leave comments and stuff. That helps us grow. Greatly appreciate it. Be sure and hang around because we're getting ready to play the blockbuster video game. Or not video game, just board game. Video game. Round 1. So you get down on the ground level with this one. So jump in. It's going to be great.
We got stickers.
Oh, jeez. But yeah.
Oh, they go in here.
So,
that's not fair.
Thanks for watching, everybody. And as always,
have a hopefully awesome day.
Bye.